Hello everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video. As you already know from the title, today I'm going to be telling you important mistakes you should not make in Ukraine. This applies to not just students but as a foreigner in general, to both tourists and students inside Ukraine. So let's get right into it. Point number one, never mistake a Ukrainian for a Russian. I have come to understand that Ukrainians don't like to be referred to or called Russians. And I know that to foreigners or to people who are not Ukrainians, you might not see the difference because you might think, oh, they look similar or the language is so alike. Because yes, Ukrainian and Russian is alike, but notwithstanding that, Ukrainians don't like to be referred to as Russians. I'm sure that about now everybody already knows about the war between Ukraine and Russia. So because of this and some other things, Ukrainians don't like to be called Russians. And I know that as a foreigner, it's quite easy to make this mistake. So how do you prevent this mistake? When you see someone, rather than just assuming the person is Russian or Ukrainian, you could just ask, hey, are you Ukrainian? Hey, are you Russian? It's way more polite when you ask than just assuming or call them a Russian and call them Ukrainians. And of course, this doesn't just apply in Ukraine or in Russia. Anywhere in the world you meet someone or anywhere in the world you meet an European, just ask. Point number two, another mistake not to make in Ukraine is to not have any form of identification on you, mostly your passport. And I know because I'm a foreigner, it's very scary to carry your international passport around because what if something happens to you? Do you understand? So in order to avoid this, if you can't take your passport around with you because you don't want to misplace it or anything like that, I would advise you just take a picture. Take a picture and save it in your phone. You have to do this because sometimes you might be stopped by the Ukrainian police, okay? And they will ask you for your identification. And if you can't provide it, they might have to follow you to your house to get it, or depending on the scenario, they might take you to the police station. So just to avoid any kind of problem, please just carry this along with you. And before you start, no, they don't do this because they're trying to be racist. No, they do this because unfortunately, some people are in the country illegally, not just blacks or Africans, foreigners in general from various countries. Don't try to make problem with them and tag them racist for asking for your passport. No, this is just a simple protocol that once you follow, you should be on your way. If possible, please, if possible, take a picture of not just your international passport, but also your Povitka, which is like your student's passport as well, just to be on the safe side. Number three, the next mistake you shouldn't make, which is not really as gruesome as the first two, is try not to take a private taxis because they are more expensive. Now when it comes to taxis, we have various kinds. We have 579, we have Royal, we have Uklon, we have Bolt. So most of these taxis usually have an app that you can just order your taxi, okay? You on your location, or you write in your location, or you write in where you want to go. And if you don't know where you're going to, or if you don't know how to spell it, you can just type it on Google and it will come out, you copy it and paste on the app, and that's it. Your taxi comes. Now, if you decide to pick a taxi, especially the ones written taxi and not really like a company like Uklon, if you don't mind paying, fine. But the thing is, most of those ones don't use a meter, okay? And automatically when they see a foreigner, money, okay, it's business actually. When they see a foreigner, they automatically believe you have money because you're in their country and they can charge you anything. So if possible, try to download an app when you come to the country so that you can be ordering taxis if that's what you want to use. They are cheaper than taking the private taxi. Now my next point, or point number four, never put your wallet at the back of your pocket and never leave your bags open. Now since when you do this, it's very easy to steal from you. And I'm not trying to say that Ukraine in general, they are thieves, but they're human beings. We have good people and we have bad people. And unfortunately, some of them are bad people. And even their fellow Ukrainians will tell you, when I first came to the country, what am I talking about? Just last month, I was walking with my friend on the road and my bag was open, and a Ukrainian mother, well, you can tell that she's a mother because she was quite adult, she stopped me, and then I turned because I was like, she stopped me and she was giving me something that she would zip my bag, and I felt touched because yes, she is being honest. There are people that are warning you, so they know what they are talking about. And another mistake I have learned is while you're on the bus, don't put your bag at the back, always bring it in front of you. I'm pretty sure that some of you already know this from back home, but I did not. So I had to learn that the hard way here, to always put my bag at the front and hold it so that no one can take something from you. My next point number, I lost track. Well, my next point is don't feel discouraged or don't feel sad when you try to talk to Ukrainian and they don't give you like a very jovial vibe. Okay, because I've come to understand that for a lot of Ukrainians, especially the elderly ones, like those in their 50s and above, when you stop them to ask your questions, maybe if to ask for directions, they don't smile. And I used to feel bad a lot, like, are these people racist? But then a lot of them will not smile, but they will still answer me and they will still give me directions. And then I later got to realize that, especially for the elderly ones, they don't really smile out of courtesy. They smile for a reason, like to show emotions, but they don't smile for they don't just smile for if they don't know you, you know. Maybe as they're talking to you and giving you directions, then they can smile. But to just meet you and just smile, for the elderly ones especially, no. Another reason is most of them don't understand English. So when you stop them, they automatically give this serious look of trying to think about what they're going to tell you and how they're going to express themselves. So all of this coupled together gives foreigners the idea or the impression that they are not nice people. No, I have actually met a lot of nice Ukrainian people. This is not to say all of them are nice, but majority of them are nice. So if you actually want to ask for directions or do something, I'll advise you look for a younger person, maybe someone in their 20s or their 30s. These ones are more like us. They smile out of courtesy. Some of them understand English, and then you can easily relate to them. Another point I'd love to discuss. Personally, I haven't experienced this, but just to be on the safe side, because I've heard a bit about it, is if someone should drop their wallet on the floor, be it Ukrainian, not Ukrainian, anybody, if they should drop their wallet on the floor and you see them walking, to play it safe, don't pick up the wallet and go and give it to them. No, rather scream and give people signs to call the person to come and pick up their wallet. Why? Because when you take the wallet to go and give it to them, if the wallet is empty or anything, some of them can accuse you of stealing or anything like that, and that will become a whole lot of mess. Now, this hasn't happened a lot. These are just stories I've heard about. I don't know anybody happened to personally, but just to be on the safe side, if you can avoid it, I think you should. Now, my next point is the tap water. A lot of people buy bottled water or they refill water from places around, but some people drink the tap water. And if you can and you want to be drinking the tap water, I advise you boil it. Of course, I have friends that don't do this. They don't boil the water. They just drink it like that. Some people don't mind, while some people boil the water. So it's just to be like extra precaution. So it all depends on you. This is just one of the choices you have to make, and I'm just letting it out there for you. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you find these little tips here and there very informative, and yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.